Oh, and we're live.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us. Welcome to another Sunday live video with Tangerine Travels.
Sunday fun day in quarantine. Is that an oxymoron? Sunday fun day in quarantine?
I don't know, it depends if you're having fun or not in quarantine.
I guess we're having fun today. We're having fun today. And we're singing now, apparently.
I actually titled this video Lockdown. Lockdown in Mexico. We aren't technically in lockdown, but
we're not technically in quarantine either. Like,
I just wanted to use another
forcibly.
word.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think of this whole lockdown quarantine business? Anyone else getting tired of it? Anyone else going a little cuckoo-cachoo?
Cuckoo-cachoo.
Cuckoo-cachoo.
Well, thank you all for joining us. How many do we have on here? To 100?
Thank you to 114 people who've joined us so far. Let us know where you're hopping on from. How's it going, wherever you are? Did you want to grab that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so are we going crazy from lockdown? A little stir crazy. I think a little stir crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for this to be over, but I mean, I feel like I'm getting a lot done at least.
Yeah, and at the same time, though, I feel like there's only so many of the things that we enjoy doing that we can do in a day. Like, I like doing a stretching routine. There's only so much stretching I can do in a day. I like watching YouTube, so there's only so many YouTube videos, like that kind of thing. So,
you guys have said in our past live videos that you want to see more of Lask in it, so I got you. You're gonna see her the whole time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Edward, for becoming a new member. Welcome to the Tangerine Tribe.
Yes, shout out to our first new member of the day, Edward. Thank you very much.
And okay, where do we have? Northern California. Hello, football.
Hello, football.
Lorraine from Switzerland. Houston, Texas. Virginia.
Hi, Dale from Ontario. And earlier we were chatting with people in the live chat, and we have some amigos from London, from Spain, from Portugal, from Canada. It always impresses me, and like, it's fascinating to be chatting with so many people from across the world. I love it. I love that.
And thank you for our first super sticker of the day from Albert. Character. Punch in there. Fist and pop.
We're just going to act them all out.
Yep. That's how it usually goes.
Hello, Arlene from Connecticut. She says, love you guys and stay safe. Thank you so much. I hope you're staying safe as well. Oh, is this that one?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, Arizona in the house. Hello
Hi,
to Doug. I imagine it's much nicer in Flagstaff than it is in Phoenix right now. My dad keeps sending me the weather updates, and it's heating up. Just like it's heating up here. It's just getting so hot.
I wonder how a Spanish speaker would try to say Doug.
Oh.
Because you pronounce every vowel.
Doug, maybe?
Doug.
We actually had a Facebook thread. We posted something on our Facebook page. What was it? Something to the effect of, our Mexican names. And my name stays the same because Maddie is just pronounced like Mary. So, but they think they're saying Mary, and then you are like
Jordan,
something like that. Yeah. But the comments were so funny of people saying how Mexicans pronounce their names. We need to feature that. I mean, that could be a whole live video. It's just reading everyone's comments because we were cracking up when we posted that.
That was funny.
Hi, Kay Jones, Juniper, Florida, and hello, Wreck-It Ralph from Michigan. Hello, Mrs. Mom from Oregon. I don't think this is Mrs. My Mom. My mom's not in Oregon. Hi, Gabrielle from Mexico City. And hello, Lola in Chicago. Oh, hi, Abraham in the Hague. How do you say that? Netherlands. Very cool from saying hi from Netherlands. Thank you to Bill for the super chat. We really appreciate that.
First super chat of the day.
For super chat, super chat. Hi, Vivian. Stop laughing at me. You're making me uncomfortable. Abraham says, I miss Cancun. Yeah, we're like here right now in such a beautiful place, but we can't really enjoy it or the ocean or anything. I saw a comment go by that was like, can you jump in the ocean or can you go surfing or something? Nope. There's like, if you didn't watch our video from yesterday, we talked about how there's police drones now that are like ushering people off the beach. I don't know if that's actually real or if that was just something like a picture they took for the headline or for the news article, but it was just such a spectacle.
Hello, Vivian. Two Travelers Mexico says, if I hit the like button, does real Alaska, not the printed one, still get a treat or belly rub?
Yes.
Yeah.
We will give her so many belly rubs.
We'll do that. So
and treats.
Hit that like button.
Thumbs up that you give us on this video if you are liking it.
Okay, let's make sure we're caught up on comments. What do you have?
And hello to Stuart in Picture Rock, west of Tucson. Okay.
That's in Arizona, huh?
I haven't heard that. I've been to Tucson. My sister went to school there. College, I mean. Hello, Pedro, a fan from Playa del Carmen. I'd like to buy you guys a drink once this is all over. Oh, that's so nice of you. I mean, we would love to just go out of the house and get a drink. It's been a while.
Thank you, Kay Jones, for the super chat. Drinks on me. Cheers.
Oh, I don't have a drink. I had coffee earlier. What are you guys sipping on this morning?
I'm sipping on tea, peppermint tea.
And mine was cold brew with milk. Cold brew milk. And this is Sol, pronounced Sol. Is it Sol? I thought in Spanish it was pronounced Saul. Like
yeah, interesting.
Owl. But it's Sol, that's like sun, Sol.
Like in English, or at least in the U.S., we'll say Saul. Mm-hmm. But in Mexico, they usually say Saul.
But yes, if this is the same person that was commenting on that Facebook thread, I do remember that, and I remember going back and forth. You have not the odds, but you have something working against you because there's a show called Better Call Saul, and Call and Saul rhyme. The fact that there is a name that exists in English and it's pronounced very differently than how you pronounce it in Spanish. Yeah, just how it is, I guess.
Okay, what else we got here? Thank you, Dale, for the $20 super chat.
Ooh,
stay safe and healthy. You too.
Yes, hope you're staying safe.
Much.
Hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy out there. We're still in our quarantine, coming up on... No, we just passed the 6-week mark. Yeah. Thank you, Bobby K, for the super sticker, para-character, lifting some weights and saying, keep it up.
I wish I could be lifting weights. That's one thing I haven't been able to do at all.
We have garrafones.
Oh, yeah.
You could lift jugs of water. How much do those weigh? Like 50 pounds each?
A lot.
You guys, this is so ridiculous. We had to go get more water recently because almost all of our jugs were empty, and I carried 2 of them up a bunch of flights of stairs and like from OXO to the car, and the next day I was like, why am I so sore everywhere? My shoulders, my arms, my legs, my butt, everything was sore. How like awful is that just carrying those, granted, I think they are like, it would be like 100 pounds or something between the 2 of them, or something, maybe like 80 pounds, which is basically as much as I weigh. So there's that, but still the fact that I got so sore from lifting those was like kind of ridiculous.
Harvey asked, do I need YouTube Premium to become a member? I only see super chat and super sticker option. No, I'm not sure what the deal is with that. If you guys let us know if you can see the join button on our channel, or if you click that, what is it, like that money sign? There
in the chat.
There should be 3 options. There's super chat, super sticker, and become a member.
But
it might depend on what country you're in, though. They might not have memberships in some countries. I don't think it's available throughout the world.
You don't need YouTube Premium to do any of those things, no.
But I'm wondering why it's not showing up for him.
Carlos asked, you know when Mexico will lift the lockdown? No, and it's really just getting more serious here. Like now, lockdowns are happening in many Mexican states, or like various Mexican states, whereas before, and since we started doing this, what are you doing? You have to hide that? Why?
You can just keep talking.
Oh, since we started our quarantine, there was like nothing like that going on. Jalisco, I think, was the first state that I heard about doing. This is so distracting. He's like opening up windows on here. Yeah, I'm very confused what you're doing.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you're freaking me out. I think you're gonna. I'm like worried you're gonna end this live video pulling up a bunch of windows.
Well, what I was going to pull up, I was trying to pull up this website, but it basically shows cases just rising and rising in Mexico so far. But yeah, Mexico just entered what they call stage 3. I think this is like the program they have set in place to like control diseases being spread, something like that. But yeah, we just entered stage 3, so there just became a lot, I can't talk this morning, sorry. Just a couple days ago, there were a lot more restrictions put in place.
Oh, we got a thumbs down.
Because I can't
you're
talk.
Like, beep, boop, beep, boop.
I know.
Self-destruct.
I deserve that thumbs down.
Oh, we're doing the best we can. Cillian says, wow, Maddie is strong. Is that strong? I don't know how much they weigh, but they're really heavy. I couldn't be, like, lifting them. It was basically like my arms were hanging down by my sides, just gripping them as hard as I could.
Ms. Carol just finished daily 1-hour workout on my elliptical.
Oh, that's my kind of workout.
You're more productive than us.
I wish
in
I
terms
had
of working out.
But it's not like we could go to a gym right now. I don't think any.
We could do
open.
like some workout through an app online.
Could do Pilates or like yoga or something. I should be doing that. I used to do this one YouTuber called Blogolates. I think her name is Cassidy or something like that, and she does really good workouts, and you don't need anything to just do it on a yoga mat.
Lorraine says, yes, I can see all 3, and I'm not a premium member.
Oh, okay. That's
thanks
good
for
to
letting us know.
Oh, thank you to Gamer Girl Squad for the super chat.
I don't think it's Gamer Girl.
Gamer Gers? Wait.
Gamer Girl.
Gamer Girl? Sorry, I messed that up. Love your videos. Hi from San Diego, California. Hello in San Diego, and thank you for the super chat. Chris says, I can't see the member option on the iPad app, but I can via Safari or Chrome on the iPad. Oh, okay, that's good to know as well.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's a relatively new feature on YouTube, so they're still rolling it out.
And EA Leather says, make sure your YouTube app is updated. Oh, okay, that would make sense too. And it might have to do with, like, you might not be able to see certain things if there's ad blockers, maybe. Like, it won't show up all the, I don't know. Thank you, Frank, for the super sticker. Pair character punching in the air with fist and bump.
All right. Trying to get to the most recent comments here.
Yeah, we're letting a lot of them go today.
Is Quintana Roo completely dry or limited sales? Limited sales. Mm-hmm. You just can't buy them after 5 p.m.
Yeah, it's between 5 p.m. and 10 a.m., I believe. We did, by the way, if you haven't seen our video from yesterday, we did like a full update of the situation, the coronavirus and pandemic situation in Mexico, where we talked about dry laws in various states, the new restrictions, curfews, police drones, like I said earlier, and I don't know, all the things that are going on right now, wearing masks and everything's changed a lot within, like, even this week, within a few days, stuff has changed like crazy.
How are you guys so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? Well, we learned the bushy-tailed from Alaska. Really helps.
Coffee. That's what does it for me.
Alaska, come here with your bushy tail.
Oh, her ears perked up, but she didn't move at all. And asks, are you guys learning any other languages in preparation for living in another country later on? Nope, still just plugging away, trying to become fluent in Spanish. Mm-hmm. I think it would help, honestly, if we just talked in Spanish to each other and just all the time we're basically setting ourselves back by not doing that. But slow and steady wins the race, and we'll get there. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Thanks for the Tangerine Travels t-shirt. I shall wear it with pride. Give Laska a belly rub for me. Oh, yay! Glad you got that. And yes, we will happily give Laska some belly rubs. Once she's done taking a nap, we'll bring her into the video.
U.S.-Mexican border is closed until May 19th. Did we know that?
I thought it was just extended. But I might be thinking of something else that was just extended. But
I'm not thinking you're wrong or anything. I just don't know. But thanks for the info.
If you go on or maybe that is when it was extended to. What day is it even today? It's April 26th. Maybe that is when it was extended to. We include the information in our video that we posted yesterday from the U.S. Embassy website.
Me español es no muy bueno.
Well, practice makes perfect. Thank you, Anne, for the super chat. We appreciate that. And also, thank you, Zed, I believe is how you pronounce that, for the super chat. Did you guys get the 1,200 stimulus?
So as someone with like a small business who doesn't get a paycheck at tax season, I owe money. I don't get money back. So they don't have my direct deposit info, so I haven't gotten that yet.
Scenic Sights and Bites says, is it wrong that all the stress from the lockdown is making me wish we were in the Cancun area even more than ever now? We need a stress vacation. Isla Mujeres would be great right now. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's like kind of this whole situation is getting to me a little bit too. Like, not to be Debbie Downer, but I mean, being cooped up in the house all the time and having, well, okay, so like within 3 or 4 days, we would have been leaving for Chiapas, and I was really, really excited about that, but those plans are canceled, and now we just have to be here in the freaking hellish summer of heat and humidity in this area, and I'm just, like, not digging it, so I don't think that's wrong at all. This situation is affecting many people in many different ways.
Did you put the mirror back on the wall? No, we did not.
No.
It's right over here.
I did put a Artesania little keychain from Oaxaca, though. I found that. I'm like, this should go here. Maybe we'll just change it up.
Jose says there's an IRS tool to claim your check. I actually tried using that, but it didn't work. It said I forget. Basically, it was like some error message that it gave me. I forget the exact wording of it, though.
Not to mention, it basically required you to give up all of your privacy. And
yeah.
they basically said, by clicking onto this website, you are giving consent to be recorded, all of your...
Tracked a whole bunch of words like that. It was like, whoa.
So, yeah, if that tells you... If they're being upfront about that on that website, just imagine what they're doing when they're not telling you about it. Mark says, USA is closed until further notice. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard of anything about anything opening except for maybe in the U.S. some states, and some states are talking about opening up and, like, I don't know, doing soft openings of certain things, and then people protesting, which, I don't know, the protest, that kind of gets me. It's a little silly.
Chris Brown, welcome to the Tangerine Tribe. New member.
Woot woot.
Okay, where are our sounds?
Oh gosh. What does that one sound like?
I don't have our volume on, but it's the...
it's probably awful.
Oh, shoot, I thought I did the DJ air horn.
You did Glockenspiel.
I don't know what a Glockenspiel is, but everyone else heard it, I think.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, everyone. Vivian asks, can you drive your car with USA license plate? We've been getting conflicting information about this. Some people are saying no, if you have a foreign plated car, you have to apply for some type of special permissions. Some people, we heard that it's just on the weekends that we can't drive the foreign plated car, so I don't know. And
this just started when they went into phase 3, and there was something I read that was like, no foreign plated cars, not even like from other states in Mexico, can drive at all. But then somewhere else it said that's only on the weekends, and somewhere else said you can still drive if it's for necessary things like going to the doctor or groceries or something.
And I feel like if that is the case, that foreign plated cars are like out of state license plates, if we're not allowed to drive at all without permission, that seems completely ridiculous to me, because what that would essentially do is, instead of one of us going to the store for necessary groceries, for instance, by ourselves in a car, we would have to get a cab and then come in contact with a cab driver. So thereby, like, being in closer quarters with somebody that we don't know and potentially continue spreading this thing. Like, I think that's ridiculous, but that's my 2 cents.
Thank you for the super sticker, Jerry.
A very generous, paired character looking at himself in the mirror saying, "Thanks for being you," with hearts popping out of his eyes. I love the description of these stickers. It's so funny.
All right, let's find some more. Stuart asked, can you sit outside getting some fresh air in addition to the WALK? Thank you for spelling that out.
Thanks for spelling it. We don't want her to be reading this over our shoulders or anything.
I mean, I guess we could, but it's kind of hot out during the day, so we really only want to go out in the evening or early mornings anyway.
In this region, I can get sunburned within 5 minutes. Like, that is not even an exaggeration. The sun is so strong here, and yeah, it's just crazy. Lisa says, start projects, or this says couscous. Is that something? Is that an app? It says start projects that keep you independently busy outdoors and inside. It helps. I'd be curious to know what is couscous. It's fun to say, but yeah, definitely, like, having something like an ongoing thing to invest your time and effort.
The glockenspiel. It sounded like chimes.
Glockenspiel sounded like chimes. You hit a bar, chimes. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's a pretty sound. I don't know. Glockenspiel sounds like it would be an aggressive sound of some kind. Thank you, Thomas, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Oh, you're going.
I'm just trying to get down to the most recent comments. What's on the menu for today? Well, this live video, some food.
Do you mean actual menu? Like, what are we eating today? I ate leftovers this morning with some scrambled eggs. That's pretty good. We're finally learning how to make beans properly, and this time I actually, like, strained them and then took the rocks out. We'd made them like 5 or 6 times, and I'd never taken the rocks out. Thankfully, there were no rocks, or we didn't chomp on anything before that. But
at least we didn't break our teeth.
We're getting the hang of it. I'd never considered how difficult it was to make beans. I think I underappreciated the difficulty of them until this point, like ordering them at places. Meg says, very odd question, but how do you two do laundry?
Well, there's these awesome things all across Mexico called lavanderias, where you take your dirty clothes and then they wash it, dry it, fold it neatly, and present it back to you in this neatly folded stack of clothes, this neatly folded bundle. So
it's great.
That's how we always do our laundry.
Because washers and especially dryers are not very common in Mexico. We've only had personal access in a place that we were renting to one. Like,
washers don't seem too uncommon, but dryers.
But in rentals, like, of all the rentals that we've ever had, I think maybe 2 of them had washers. Or no more than a half a dozen, but really, like, at least that's just something maybe people don't provide in a rental here. Zane says, are you guys still going to Oaxaca?
We have an Airbnb booked, but I don't know. We'll probably have to cancel at least the beginning of that reservation.
Yeah. But I'm trying not to think about it because I really want to go to Oaxaca. Kurt says, I heard that sunshine and humid weather kills COVID.
I hope so.
I've heard that no, it doesn't. Like, the World Health Organization, said that no, it doesn't, and it's kind of indicative that it doesn't by other countries, like farther south, that are still getting hit by the coronavirus really hard. But yeah, it seems to be spreading here still, despite the heat and humidity. D says, in Ajijic Lakeside, the expats are adopting businesses and helping pay leases until tourism comes back to the Chapala area. Support your favorite local businesses in Mexico. That's awesome. That's really awesome to hear. Like, communities coming together to help everyone get through this. Mead Garden says, will you bring me a carload of beer? I'm in Merida. Yes, so...
We don't get it confiscated on the way.
For those who don't know, the state of Yucatan has a dry... I think it's the whole state now, has a dry law, so there's no more alcohol being sold. I don't know that we would make it all the way to Merida, though, because, like, to drive anywhere, there's checkpoints and stuff, and if it's not essential travel, which I feel like they might not agree that beer delivery is essential.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if we were passing them out to the officers along the way, they might not have such a big problem with it.
Joe, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Maddie and Jordan. A big belly rub for Alaska.
Aww.
Okay. Head scratch, that's all I can reach.
I'll always appreciate your cool content. It's still pending going over to TikTok and checking... Wait. It's still pending going over to TikTok and check Alaska catching the tortilla frisbee. Pending? What do you mean pending? I was, that one was an old video and I was like, oh, I could post this on here. And then I put some song that was like, some song in Spanish about tortillas. That one got a bunch of views. And then the one that I actually spent a bunch of time on that was like Alaska singing to Wild Ones by Sia and Flo Rida, it got like nothing. It's like, of course.
I'm going to show them. Okay, which one is it here?
The tortilla one? That's the song.
Huh.
That might be a copywritten song, so don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it?
I mean, just turn the volume down.
What?
Here.
I don't know how to use TikTok. She does it.
First, you turn the volume down so we don't get a copyright strike. So you're not going to get to hear the tortilla song, but it's hard to... Wait. They got to see it from the beginning. Look at the focus. The determination. Eyes on the prize. Oops, I scrolled too much. Well, hello to Oscar.
Oscar.
And hello, Luis. How is it going quarantine in Mexico? We just released a video about this yesterday, so go ahead and check that out after this live video. New member of the Tangerine Tribe. Thank you to Bill for joining us, becoming a channel member. Gotta do that sound, Jordan.
Sorry for anyone who has headphones in.
Hi, Valerie. She says, hi from San Miguel de Allende. I think you two are honestly the most informed and entertaining thing on YouTube. My husband and I are writing it out here in Mexico also. That is so sweet. Thank you. That's what a nice comment.
Where are you two at?
She said, from San Miguel de Allende.
Oh. I was like reading the last sentence. Writing out here in Mexico. Oh, I was like, where in Mexico? Duh.
Jamie or Jaime, maybe, I don't know how you pronounce that, sorry. How's your family doing? What is quarantine like for them? How many cases of COVID are in your area? As far as I know, all my family's healthy. No one has gotten this. Some of them are able to stay home right now and work from home. And how about your family?
Yeah, as far as I know, everyone's healthy. Mm-hmm. How many cases of COVID in your area? I don't know. There's like 12,000 in the country of Mexico, official, but then based on the way they calculate it, because the government knows they have limited testing, so they're using another method, and based on their method, you have to multiply that by about 8, so that would be about 90,000 in the country, give or take, but as for how many are here in town, I'm not sure.
I've heard that there were none, but then also just that there isn't sufficient testing, so there's no one getting testing and therefore being reported. Brett says, trending. Are we trending? Is this video trending, or is that for something else?
Well, we have 580 people on here.
Ooh, 580 tangerinis in the house. Debbie says, Maddie, I love your hair flower. Jordan Hubby says, your shirt rocks. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks. I don't have a maroon hair flower. I, like, usually try to match them, but I just went with, what color is this? Like, off-white? White? Gray?
TikTok is this awful app that takes up 90% of Maddie's time.
That's not fair. Why do you have to throw me under the bus like that? It does not take up 90% of my time. I do TikTok when I'm bored. It's like short videos that are between 15 seconds and a minute. It's similar to Vine.
You would think you would only need a couple minutes on the app then, since they're short. But somehow you still spend hours.
Why are you being like this?
I'm sorry.
You're making it seem like all I do is like sit on my ass all day and do nothing. Wow. Okay, you can take it from here. I'm gonna go on TikTok. Bye.
All right.
Good job taking it from here, Jordan.
Joe says, "LOL, that's a sound." I think that's what I did. The DJ air horn. The other sound, welcoming Chris Brown, sounded like Tinkerbell's music.
James asks, what is the best month to start pre-planning a Mexico vacation? Well, it depends on where you're going in Mexico, but if it's in this area, like a beach destination, I would just say, like, don't go in the middle of summer because the weather is not very great. Very hot.
This seems like a very ineffective way of promoting Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. You're really gonna... There's a comment that we're avoiding because I'm not gonna... People that ask these questions, I'm just... Nice try. Nice try,
what?
though.
I have headphones and some doofus hit the horn. That was me.
Marlene says, I'm an orange. Well, excuse me, but we're tangerines around here, so I'm just kidding. Zane says, don't forget to hit that like button.
Yes, please like this video.
Like in the Hangout
if
today.
you want us to continue doing these.
Yeah, actually, like the video if you want us to continue doing these on Sunday. Or just, stop altogether and do TikTok instead. Darlene says, are you still active on Steemit?
No, YouTube takes up pretty much all of our time.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like the currency kind of took a nosedive, which made it not as worth it to invest time into that or invest anything really monetarily or otherwise.
At least for us.
And hello to Dennis from Minnesota and Vilma in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I think someone else earlier said they were from Wisconsin. The weather's really nice there right now. Or it's getting nice. The sun's coming out or something.
Like come springtime in Minnesota where I grew up, it would get to like the first day where it's 50 or 55 degrees and sunny. Everyone would be outside in shorts.
Thank you, Paul, for the super chat. You guys are awesome. Or I think that's just supposed to say you're awesome. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Hello to Decaf Coffee. Decaf Coffee. Oh, what about regular calf coffee? Is that your alter ego? Football every day, says Jordan's in the doghouse. Yep. This dog is in the doghouse.
Calm down, Maddie.
No,
this is talking about
you're
TikTok.
throwing me under the bus and making me look bad.
Thank you for the super chat, Albert. D Canyon in Mexico is much bigger than the Grand Canyon. So is that the Copper Canyon that you're referring to? Is that D a typo, or is that actually what it's called? I'm not familiar with that.
Scenic Sights and Bites says TikTok is stupidly addictive. Zach spends way too much time on there as well. It is. It's really addictive. I resisted joining it for so long because I'm like, that's stupid. It's just some like high schooler thing or something. But it's very entertaining. It's a great way to spend some time. when Netflix isn't doing it for you, or there's too much news in the Facebook feed or whatever.
Thank you for the super sticker, Yuri. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Parrot character looking at himself in the mirror, saying, "Thanks for being you."
Thanks for being you.
Thank you very much.
I think we're ridiculous with these reading the sticker instead of, we could just say thank you for the super sticker.
Yeah,
Unless you
no
guys
kidding.
find it entertaining as well, that we're just absurd. These stickers.
Hi, I love you guys. You've been so helpful. I'm moving to Bacalar May 4th. Any tips? I have a layover in Guadalajara and will be sleeping in the airport overnight.
Whoa. Tips. Oh my gosh, I don't know what tips I could give like right now. I don't know what traveling will be like right now. I know there's
Honestly,
temperature screenings in the airports and stuff.
I don't know if you're going to be able to get there on May 4th. That's soon.
And there are still lots of travel restrictions in place. So I really hope that you can with those plans, because Bacalar is amazing. But I really don't know about traveling during this time. Like, don't be sick, I guess. It's the best tip, because they're doing temperature screenings everywhere in all the airports and at the borders and stuff. So, what decaf coffee says, I can't drink regular coffee. Okay, well, that makes sense. I'll give you a pass there. I think drinking less caffeine is probably a good thing for all of us, including myself.
I can't drink any coffee these days. It's horrible for my acid reflux for some reason.
Pedro de la Cruz says, I took a COVID test last week just to be safe. No symptoms. Free testing in Houston. Just got the results. I'm COVID-19 free. Woo! That's awesome. Really happy for you. Happy for everyone who's staying safe and healthy right now. MJC says, I only drink coffee for the caffeine. Yeah, I think if I was really honest with myself, like, coffee taste is, like, definitely an acquired taste, and it's very bitter on its own, especially, like, espresso, so I probably really only drink it for the caffeine as well. But it can be good sometimes, like, depending on how you make it. Especially, I don't know. So it's an acquired taste. Hello, Dan in Ohio.
Yeah, I could only ever drink coffee. I hated the taste of coffee my whole life. And then I was finally able to drink it when I just drowned it in milk and sugar.
Thereby removing the coffee flavor and just making it taste like a candy or something. Oh, Copper Canyon. Okay, that's what he was talking about. Fred says, you could never look bad. Oh, thank you. All Texan asks, can you get alcohol and hand sanitizer there? Probably alcohol, but we bought some of that like a month ago. But hand sanitizer, we haven't seen hand sanitizer anywhere since we got back from Phoenix like 6 weeks ago. Yeah. You've got an investment question.
As someone who uses option strategies when investing, do you follow anyone online to track the market? So not in terms of trading, and I'm honestly not a trader. I look at longer term, but I do use things like options. Like I have call options on certain stocks that are almost 2 years out, and then the call options that I bought, and then I sometimes sell calls on positions that I already have just to get that income coming in, because that's a pretty good way to get consistent income, and it kind of offsets your risk from the downside of the stock. But as for any particular people I follow, well, in the resource investing sector, Rick Rule, I think there's no one better than him who knows what he's doing. So he's someone really good to listen to in that sector.
Thank you, Zed, for the super chat. Maddie, you're super cute. Don't listen. Never. I'll never listen. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Traveling friend Hi guys, so I just had to pay my first police bribe, 500 pesos, about 2 hours ago here in Tepoztlan for briefly making a wrong turn. Have you ever had any experiences with police and bribes on your travels?
That really sucks. No.
Yeah, that sucks. No, we've been stopped many times and pulled over many times for not doing anything wrong. We think that it's because we don't have a front plate. Or, well, we do now because we bought, like, a vanity plate that's identical to the back one off of eBay. But in Arizona, it's not required, so we didn't have one. For that reason, we've gotten pulled over a lot, but we've never been asked for a bribe, and we've never paid one either. But then again, we haven't done anything, like, we haven't been speeding or taken wrong turns or anything. So, yeah, they don't have anything to, like, hold over our head. But that's really unfortunate. Sorry that happened to you. Gabriella says, we wanted to go to Oaxaca in October. Do you think we can? How is Mexico compared to the U.S. in terms of cases and deaths? As for going in October, it's anyone's best guess. Seems like that would be, like, probable in my mind, or I would hope so, because, oh my gosh, to think that it would be going on that long, to everybody having to stay at home,
But like compared to the U.S., if you go to worldmeters.com, I think it is, you can see each individual country, and the U.S. cases went up, and now it's flattened out. Mexico is still going up.
Mm-hmm. It's just kind of behind, right? Like a month behind, maybe, the U.S. Mark says, I'm done with the lockdown.
Aren't we all?
Yep. Agreed. De acuerdo. The Real Angler says, I'll be glad when COVID is over so I can move to Mexico. Yeah, same. Well, we're here in Mexico already, but I mean, I'll be glad when it's over as well. Joseph says, please read. I love your videos. I want to go to Puerto Morelos, and I was wondering if you have any tips. Is the beach really nice? Best month to go? Seaweed? So, Joe...
Nicest weather is January and February.
Mm-hmm. And any tips? Well, we've made a ton of videos here in Puerto Morelos. We've been living here for probably going on a year and a half now. So if you go to our channel and then click to the playlist section, you can find all of our videos that we've made in Puerto Morelos, and that would have a lot of tips for you. KT says, now, Jordan. Maddie's only doing research on TikTok. There you go. It's purely for research purposes.
I want to delete the app right now. I hate
Are
it
you
so much.
serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Done.
Zane says coffee is a love-hate relationship. Yeah. I am Yeshua says, try a quality organic coffee if coffee makes you sick in any way. I could not drink coffee for years, but then I tried organic and that was fine. Have you ever dealt with acid reflux though? Because, I mean, sometimes I think coffee just doesn't vibe with people, and maybe it's not for acid reflux purposes, but I think coffee in general is very acidic, so that's probably why it's done that for Jordan. Thank you, Donald, for the super chat. Apparently, I'm sweet, but my reaction to Jordan's TikTok is an outrageous exaggeration. I mean, I could be more outrageous. I'll just, Thank you to Wes also for the super chat. Thank you guys. My girlfriend and I are traveling from South Dakota, is that? SD to Tijuana?
San Diego,
Tijuana. San Diego to Tijuana to Chiapas. May 20th thoughts, frequent traveler to Mexico.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I think it depends on whether they release these restrictions. We just moved into what they call Phase 3. If you ask me what Phase 3 means, I won't really be able to tell you unless I were reading off of something.
I think just the cases are climbing rapidly.
Basically more restrictions.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. We've heard in Facebook groups like On the Road in Mexico that even Canadians who are trying to get back to Canada right now are being turned away at the border and told to go back to well, that they can't cross. Some are getting through just fine, and some, I guess it just depends on who you get at the border and what border crossing. But I would be nervous to travel right now, honestly, if it were me.
Could you move one of these pillows for me? Thank you.
MJC, thank you for the super chat. I can't wait for this to be over either, and for you guys to be able to travel again. Same. Cannot wait. J3, I don't know how to say the rest of that. Do you guys smoke weed in quarantine? No? Or in general?
Wish Volcan.
But what is it? J3?
Wish?
G? Anyway.
Oh. Or Jewish. Jewish Vulcan.
Okay, that makes sense. It's supposed to be an E. Yeah, no, we don't. That was confusing. Yeah, no. but no, the answer is no, we don't. Or really, anytime. It's just not for me. Nothing wrong for whatever people want to use it for medicinal purposes or whatever. I don't have any.
Fun.
Or fun. I don't know. If that's your thing, like, knock yourself out, I guess. But it's not something we really do. Hi, Jorge from Tucson, Arizona in the house. NASCAR All Out says, what countries have actually experienced a second wave of infections? Everyone is citing Singapore, but losing containment of the virus is much different than a second wave to me.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think you could say anyone's in a second wave yet.
I think that's possible for the U.S., especially with all these protests happening. People are protesting being in quarantine, but it's kind of like speculation.
But yeah, there's some countries who had it better controlled, and now they're losing control a bit.
Thank you for the super chat, Vanessa. Money towards Alaska's treats.
Alaska's treat fund is getting quite large.
We do need to get her some. You know, we have dedicated some of these super chats to getting her tuna, like cans of tuna, and then mixing that with her food. And oh my gosh, you've never seen an excited dog until we make the sound of opening a can of tuna, and she just loses her mind over it. She loves it so much.
Love, you guys. I'm also shocked you guys don't realize this is a plandemic leading to forced vaccinations and 5G exposure and food shortages. We need you in the resistance. So,
a few thoughts here. You can go into. You can actually go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't want to get into forced vaccinations or 5G because we brought that up to an extent in one video and really got the hate parade for that, which I really don't. I don't appreciate because we respect other people having their views on things, and even though I might not like someone's opinion, that doesn't mean I need to condemn them or stop being friends with them over that. So not gonna bring that up, but
I haven't looked into it. To me, it doesn't sound too absurd that would be the case, but like without looking into it, I would think if this were all planned, how would they be able to get every country on Earth on board to like continue with a fraud like that? I just don't see that happening.
And I can see, I mean, I think it's possible that even if it wasn't getting all countries in the world on board, I can see there being ulterior motives behind it for sure. And like maybe while everyone is distracted by the pandemic or whatever disease virus is going on, there's other things happening in the background that are like, I don't know, like forced vaccines or something. You just never know.
Hi, Jan. Missed a few minutes. How are you guys doing? What do you do to not get on each other's nerves? Shut up, I guess.
No. I think whenever we're getting particularly irritated with each other sometimes, we'll just go in a different room and do our own thing for a little while. We've got some
Alaska
furs coming out of your mustache
that'll
here.
Happen.
Hi, Diane. She says, I'm new and I like watching your videos and I like your dog, Laska. She's so beautiful. Thank you with all of your prospects. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a tangerine. We'll try to get Laska in here in a little bit. She's just sleeping. It's what she does best.
With a long WALK each evening, she spends most of the day sleeping.
Alex says, I've been tracking your videos a year ago, and I think they're great. Thank you for showing the good side of my country, and please do not become crazy during this time.
Well, try not to. But...
Yeah. Thank you for watching our videos, and yes, we're doing our best not to lose it.
Thank you, Scooternator, for the super chat.
Scooternator, that sounds fun.
Las Vegas is missing you too. Hoping to run into you there someday. The casinos are probably missing my money, but today I'll spend it on something more interesting. Tangerine Travels.
Oh, thank you. Can't wait till we can get back to Las Vegas and hopefully it returns to its former glory.
There was this thing being shared that the casinos are now offering drive-up service. You don't even have to go in, and they'll just take your money from your car.
Michael says on coffee, higher altitude, higher acidity, lower altitude, lower acidity. Huh. I did not know that. That's really good to know. Herix? I don't know how to say that, sorry. Maddie, did you read TikTok's terms of service? I heard it's owned and operated by the Chinese government. Yep, I heard that. I watched a video on it too, and to be honest, I was gonna say my bucket of my bucket of cares is very limited, and I divvy it out amongst many things, but some stuff I run out of, my bucket's empty, so that's just one of those things. And it provides
I don't know why, but I'd be more okay with the Chinese government tracking me than the U.S. government.
Oh, why? Do you have any reasoning behind that?
I don't know. I just feel like, no. I mean, I would have to think about it and how I would express that.
It's an interesting topic that I would love to hear more from you on. Lisa says, how is your food consumption nowadays? Meaning, is food still doing better for you there? Yes, I try to be thankful every day for the fact that I can eat food again, and only my few remaining allergies are still here, like onion, sesame seed, peas, and gluten, but I can eat everything else with no problem, so.
Quixotic Quagmire.
Ooh,
thank you for the super chat.
It's a mouthful.
Want to move to Isla Mujeres. Any advice? Do you have any advice for Isla Mujeres?
We haven't really spent a whole lot of time at Isla Mujeres. We've gone there after and before or during a few tours, but what I know about Isla Mujeres is that it's kind of exploding right now and becoming really overcrowded and expensive, very, very expensive. So maybe just keep that in mind. If you're expecting Mexico prices or the average Mexico cost of living, it's not that at Isla Mujeres.
But if you're wanting, it's beautiful there. And if you're wanting to move anywhere, I would say if you haven't, go there and visit first. Try not to get into a long-term deal right away, like a long-term rental, and explore around a little bit.
Will asks, so if this virus thing wasn't going on, where would you guys like to be right now? In a couple days, we would have been going to Chiapas, and that's where I would like to be, or really anywhere else besides
I want to be somewhere where it wasn't so hot.
Yeah, it's so hot and humid, and it's just getting worse by the day. I wanted to be gone from this weather so much. No hate on Puerto Morelos as a whole, overall, I still really like this town, but it's just the weather. I can't. You skipped.
What did I skip? Oh.
Thank you, Bill, for the super chat. I know you're not high on Playa del Carmen, but I go there for a month each year, and I love it. I get off Fifth Avenue and away from those high costs. 10th and out is cheaper.
Yeah, we've really only spent time around 5th, so I can't knock the rest of it or anything.
I certainly would choose off of Fifth Avenue in Playa del Carmen over the whole of Cancun. I'm just not a fan of the vibe in Cancun or kind of how people act there, but it's a great, I think Playa is a great city. If you just get off Fifth Avenue, because that's where all the scams are.
But in fairness, we've never spent any time in the resort area of Cancun. Only
True.
In,
we haven't gone to the resorts. Nope. MJC says, agree, everyone has a right to their opinion. Yeah, I think we can all respect each other's opinions even if we don't agree with them. That's my thoughts on it. JK Photography, love your channel and the videos. Can't wait to go back to Mexico. Love Mexico, the food, the culture. I've read about the doctors' attack in Mexico with bleach over the coronavirus fears. Why this? I have heard about that too, and I think that is just absolutely awful and heartbreaking that the people who are like on the front lines right now are being attacked. I've heard that
I hope it's a one-time issue, and it's like just the U.S. media sensationalizes a lot that happens in Mexico. So I hope it's one of those things, and it's not something that's happening all the time.
I heard, though, that the reason that that's happening is because people think that the medical personnel are bringing coronavirus back into the communities where they live. But yeah, I mean, that's just as evil as it gets for people to be doing that. Albert says, I see over 600 views, but where's all the thumbs up, people? If you're enjoying this live video, thumbs up. I know what will get us some thumbs up. Laska!
She's always good for some thumbs up.
Come here. Everybody wants to see you. They don't want to see our faces anymore.
Doug says, would love to see a video of you two while getting on each other's nerves. Now that would be reality entertainment.
Good girl, Laska. There we go. Here's Laska.
So as for a video of us getting on each other's nerves, like when we're upset, that's kind of the last time we want to record. I'm sure you're just joking anyway. But
yeah, if we don't have a good dynamic between us for some reason, then we put the camera away because you guys wouldn't like that. We don't even like that. What are you talking about? Okay, can I have some room here on the couch, or are you just gonna take up all the room?
Portlandia 5 lady. Oh, Jordan's so cute. Thinking about China tracking you. You would not be intercepted by the U.S. However, if anyone tracks me, they will be super bored. Yeah, that's funny. Wreck-It Ralph, thank you for the super chat. Bucket list video, perhaps?
I'm just trying to have you be in the video.
We were talking about doing a Puerto Morelos bucket list, like things we would love to do here before we leave. Good girl.
ATS says, please encourage your viewers to donate to food banks. The food bank at Chapala Lakeside not only supplies to families, but also provides dog food to families with pets. Yes, everyone, if you have anything extra to give, there are tons of food banks and charities. Like we've mentioned, Mexican Compassion Project, which is one here locally.
And a couple video updates that we did.
Yeah, they could all use the help right now. There's so many people that don't have enough food to feed their family because they're out of work.
William asks, ¿Cuánto tiempo llevan en México y cuánto tiempo piensan vivir allí? Well, that's asking how long we've been in Mexico and how long do we think we're going to live here. And we've been in Mexico going on 2.5 years. 2 years and 4 months, 2 years and 3 months, something like that. And how long will we live here? I don't know, for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I don't want to leave anytime soon. Thank you, Antonio, for the super sticker of a pear character lifting some weights saying, keep it up.
Adrian says, Playa is lovely. I live here away from 5th. Yeah, lots of people love it there.
Mudge says, do you think crocodiles could randomly attack you? I saw a thing on Mythbusters one time that was like how to outrun a crocodile, or maybe it was an alligator, I forget, but apparently they only have one really, like you should only be worried about the first initial lunge that they would do.
Like the myth is if you're trying to outrun an alligator, you're not going to be able to unless you weave because they're not very good. They're not very good at turning, so you like zigzag, and they ended up saying that was a myth.
Yeah, that myth was busted. It's basically that if you can get away from them after that first lunge, then they're not going to chase after you. Lisa says to me, I'm so happy that the changes worked positively. Me too. I'm really thankful. For those who aren't familiar with my story, I was basically, like, my health was completely crumbling. It was in the toilet when we were in the US, and it was just getting worse and worse by the day. I could hardly eat any food. And then after a few months of living in Mexico, I was able to open up my diet again to the foods that I couldn't eat anymore, like normal things like fruits and vegetables. Everything was giving me these terrible inflammatory reactions. And anytime I go back to the US, many of those health issues start coming back quickly, actually, like within a few weeks. And then I come back to Mexico and they all start going away again. So something about the food here or the environment is much more natural and allows me to, like, be healthy.
Who is chewing the carpet more, you guys or Alaska?
Well, we don't have carpet, unless that's some type of metaphor or something. Who's going craziest out of all three of us? Probably me. Probably me. True Review says, please tell people not to drink bleach.
Do we really have to tell people that?
Don't drink bleach. If that is actually, I don't know this for a fact, but if that is actually something that Trump said, I mean, people should know, right? Like, that's just absurd. Bleach is toxic, extremely toxic, even just to use in cleaning and stuff, and be exposing yourself to, like, the fumes of that. Silly. Oh, wait, go back over here really quick. Rudy says, OMG, she does not like the camera, lol. Yeah, she's sitting behind me right now. Like, can you kind of, she's over there. I tried to get up here for you guys, but she's not having it. She doesn't like the camera. Anytime we take it out, too, to put her in a video or something, she goes away. I don't know.
Sean, thank you for the super chat. We know you guys met on OkCupid, but can you tell us about your first date? Who liked who first? What did you guys first like about each other? Well, she messaged me on OkCupid.
You're, like, really proud of that. I can hear in your voice. I was so hot that she messaged me first, and yeah, I pretty much went from there.
And then we met at this bar, restaurant type place. Had a couple of drinks. Maybe had some food, I forget.
Yeah, we had food, drinks, and then we walked around the neighborhood after that. He kidnapped me. Like, we left my car there, and then he took me to this other place, some other restaurant that you like to go to, Blue Moon or something Moon. I don't know. But then we were pretty much inseparable after that. Like, I think 1 week went by that we didn't see each other after that, and then basically we were inseparable after that point. So, but who liked who first? Probably, I think I was really into you. I don't know. Do you think you were really into me, like, from the beginning? Or did I basically just smother you until you liked me? I made sure I was around all the time until you felt trapped, and then here we are today. You're not answering.
My memory's foggy.
Okay, suffice it to say, I probably liked him more first. Although you did say you loved me, like, tons of times, and I don't know what was happening really with this, but, like, you said it many times before I said it to you, but I thought I didn't want to be, like, crazy and say it first, but you had said it tons of other times, and then finally I did, and you were like, finally, how many times do I have to say it to you before you say it back? And I don't know, I guess I just missed it all those times, but it was probably like a few weeks of you saying it to me before I did. Fun fact. Thank you, Jerry, for the super chat. And Annie says, nope, we're skipping it.
Oh.
GMOs are taking over more with forced economic crash. I don't know about economic crash part of it, but yeah, I do agree that GMOs are taking over the world. Silly Line says, unless it's a saltwater crocodile, those will chase you for miles, so they say. But I think that was partly what was busted in that Mythbusters episode, because it was like the thing was zigzagging will help you get away because they can't go back and forth, but really they just lunge at you and then they're like, eh.
Laska, this one's for you. W-A-L-K. Laska, wag your tail if you understand. Laska, do you want to go for a? No, she's tired.
Laska, do you want to go for a? Like, look, this is how much she knows that word. She'll do a little side head tilt. Laska, do you want to go for a? I didn't even get to the. Oh, see, she thinks we're gonna go for a. We're not going for a. Laska, we're not going for a. That's why we have to spell it. Do you see that cute little?
Albert asks, "Who's your cell carrier?" We have Telcel. We had T-Mobile until they kicked us off.
Technically, I am my cell phone carrier, and you are your cell phone carrier.
I wish we would.
When it's in our hands.
I wish we would have gotten Telcel sooner, though, because it's way cheaper than T-Mobile was. Thank you for the super chat, Adam Apple. What was your final review of Acapulco? Loved it.
Yeah, I want to go back.
I do too.
1 week was totally not enough time to see everything that we wanted to see. We liked the food there, the people seemed pretty nice, and like the views of Acapulco Bay were amazing. Pepino-san says, wow, if that's true, you're a lucky dude. Ladies, you too can get a guy like this if you basically just bother him and smother him for weeks and months and years, and then eventually he'll just give up and stay with you forever. Will says, this question is for Maddie. Hope I spelled your name right. Yep, that's right. What is the best thing Jordan has ever done for you? That's the first thing that comes to mind, and definitely the biggest thing, is staying with me, like being in a relationship with me throughout all of my health issues, because honestly, I was not my best version of myself during that time, and I was, like, all of the things that I was going through were, like, not what make up a fun relationship to be with someone in, or you probably know what I mean. So sticking with me through all of that was, like, probably one of the best things that anyone's ever done for me. And so now I think we have a much better relationship. I'm much more myself than I have been through the whole relationship, like these past 2 years. So the second half of the relationship. So, yep, that's what it is. Jesse asks, what is a realistic monthly income do you all think is needed for living well in Guadalajara? What district do you live in? Well, we did live in Colonia Americana, and
when we lived in Guadalajara.
When we lived there, yeah, we live in Puerto Morelos right now. But what do you think is a realistic monthly income?
Just for yourself, for you and a partner, I guess I'll just make that up and say if it's you and one other person and you have a dog like we have. US dollars, I would live a good life, not a luxurious life by any means, but a good life for $700 a month.
And like basically doing almost whatever you want for probably like $1,000.
Yeah, when we were living there, $1,000 a month was about our budget.
Zane asks, what's your favorite Mexican foods? First Maddie, then Jordan. My favorite Mexican foods, oh my gosh. You really can't go wrong with tacos because there's so many different types of tacos, but I also like enchiladas. I like, it's really hard because in each region in Mexico and even within states and within cities, there's unique dishes to those places. So it's like my favorite food would change based on where we were.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a hard one to answer.
I love fish a la Veracruzana, so like Veracruz style fish, really, really good. I also like any kind of mole from Oaxaca. Hated mole before going to Oaxaca, now I love it. But only mole in Oaxaca. I still don't like it outside.
I think it's got to be a hard thing to make and make taste good, because the ingredients on their own seem like they would be an odd combination in mole. You guys were talking about, when I was asking about the relationship, careful how you answer. I see him thinking about it because that's a trick question. Don't answer that.
That's awesome.
He knows he's going to get in trouble no matter what he says. Well, truth be told, I was really joking about the whole thing. Like I was joking about basically trapping Jordan. Well, kind of. I was kind of joking. I think I was, in the beginning, I wanted to be around you way more than you wanted to be around me. But then, I don't know, like now...
I wasn't sick of you or anything.
You know, and we even commented on that too in the beginning. There was basically like the honeymoon period of our relationship lasted for 2 years, like the first half almost, and we both commented that I'm surprised that we aren't sick of each other already, because like, you know, you make a new friend or whatever, and at a certain point you're like, okay, they've saturated your time together. So
yes, that was the place I kidnapped her and
Half
went to.
Moon. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, need to get caught up on comments here. Thank you, Ron. A huge super chat.
Oh my goodness.
Hello from Albuquerque.
High roller in the house. Thank you, Ron.
Have you ever spent time in New Mexico? No.
No. I've driven through it many times. Well, a decent number of times.
You were having a conversation with
yeah.
fellow ones.
I was in an elevator in Vegas, and you know, you have awkward conversations with people while you're trapped in a little box moving up and down. And the guy was like, "Hey, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Arizona." And he's like, "Oh, have you been to New Mexico? That's where I'm from." And I said what I just said. "Oh, I've driven through it like half a dozen times or whatever." And he got so mad. He's like, "Ugh, everyone has only ever driven through New Mexico. It's actually a pretty great state." And then we got to his floor and he got out and it was like, oops. I mean, sorry.
I mean, I probably should spend more time in New Mexico.
But it's got to be kind of just like, not just like, I don't want to say that, but it's got to have a lot of similarities to Arizona, and I mean, that's where I'm from, so I feel like I'm very familiar with that. KT says, I absolutely love your dynamic. You guys have the perfect Scorpio Cancer vibe. Totally guessing on your signs. Thank you for that. Thank you for the compliment. I am an Aquarius, though, and you are Aries?
No, I don't think so. Capricorn?
Capricorn sounds like it could be right. I don't know. You guys can let us know maybe. You're in January, mid-January. Will says, have you ever thought of selling a Mexican cookbook? All that wonderful food you show in your videos makes me hungry every time.
Well, we're not the ones cooking it.
That could be an interesting concept for a cookbook, though, is to have people submit a recipe from, like a family recipe from their region, their state in Mexico, and then combine that into like one big cookbook, and then the proceeds could go back to those people and those communities. I think that could be cool, and then it's like authentic stuff. They'd be better at making these Mexican recipes than we would be. Oh, did you click on this one?
Mm-mm.
Thank you, Zed, for the super chat. I played with a lion in a bar in Acapulco, safari bar. It nipped my stomach and 4 blood spots appeared on my white shirt. Oh my gosh. Was it
They have a real lion there?
baby lion or a full-grown lion? That sounds really intense, but also kind of cool and maybe a little cruel for having it in a bar. But the concept, that sounds cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Jeff asked, just curious, is there casino gambling in any area of Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
The Mexican version of Las Vegas.
I mean, there's casinos are very popular here. They have them all over the place, but nothing that compares to Vegas.
Nothing even close.
We've never actually been inside one here, but I mean, they even have them in malls.
Emma says, I took a cooking class in Puerto Morelos last year in March, learned pescado Veracruz, pescado Veracruz, among other things. Super fun and muy rico. That sounds very good. You get that all the time.
Yeah, it's this like a nice fish fillet with tomatoey sauce and then olives, onion, just smothered. The fillet is smothered and all that stuff.
Moj says, "What's the strangest encounter you've had with someone in Mexico due to a language barrier?" Oh man, we've had so many awkward encounters because of the language barrier. That's hard though.
I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah, I need to think about it too. There's just been so many. True Review asked, "Did you turn the couch? I missed the 2 nails on the wall." No, we have 2, and this is just facing the other way. Usually we don't sit here because there's this window right there that kind of has some awkward backlight.
There's our nails. We have one thing hanging from one of the nails.
We thought we might change it up. My dad said it was getting boring being against that wall, and then we were probably making people mad because they're like scratching at their screens trying to get the dots off when really they were nails. Screws in the wall.
Hello, Carla in Salt Lake City. You two are a breath of fresh air. Just love being a follower.
Aw.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. B Camper says, "Great idea for a cookbook." And DL Cozy says, "Cookbook, dumb idea." And there you have it. Zed says, "A young lion, large dog sized." Wow. I think that's cool in a sense, but also, like, I don't know, that they're, like, kind of parading it around. It seems a little sad to me, too.
What do you guys think of living in Puerto Vallarta? Well, we've never lived there. We went to PV pretty soon after we started traveling through Mexico. By the end of it, we didn't really feel like it was for us, but it's a place we both feel like that we would give another chance.
Yeah.
I mean,
now that we've traveled throughout Mexico for 2 years.
I do remember loving the food scene there and some of the best sunsets in the world. They're amazing, very pretty, and then you have the green mountains right there as well.
Gary says, or asks, "Can you do a video sitting outside, your front door in fresh air with your dog?" It's super hot. It's getting hotter and more humid by the day, so sitting outside for even like 5 to 10 minutes, we would be sunburned. Like, I'd be sunburned even if I was wearing sunscreen, and it's just like really hot and miserable during the day, so I think that would be a punishment for all 3 of us.
And then punishment for you guys too, because our internet wouldn't be as good.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be as good. True Review says, "Jordan, is that Alaska on your shirt?"
Yep. Wearing her
Alaska.
sunglasses. Probably should have made the shirt without her wearing sunglasses.
I just thought it was so cute that she was wearing them, but it covers up her blue eyes. But this shirt is available at tangerinetravels.com if you would like one of your own. Adrian says, "I enjoyed the coconut vendor talking about how it was an aphrodisiac."
That was hilarious.
That guy was something else, but I was sad when we left there because he was basically right outside of the condo place that we were staying, and I liked getting 20 peso coconuts, like fresh coconut every day. That was awesome. For the refreshing beverage side of it, of course. Thank you, David, for the super chat. Have either of you tried tacos de lengua or menudo? If so, did you like either? My 2 Mexican dishes I can't stomach.
I haven't tried either.
No. And what exactly is menudo?
I don't know exactly.
Is that a combination of, like, the intestines or something?
So tacos de lengua, I'm assuming that's the tongue of the cow. But yeah, I haven't tried it.
It's too much. It's a little too much for me. It's kind of why I don't really like octopus, besides the fact that I think it's like chewing on rubber bands.
What are some Mexican dishes we've tried that we haven't liked? Can you think of any?
I really can't do chapulines or
which are like grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers, like cooked grasshoppers. There's the legs. It's kind of like chomping on toothpicks, and they get like stuck up in your gums and stuff. And then I can't get over the fact that it's a bug. Maybe if it was ground up completely
and put into something
for the protein element of it, then I could handle that. But that's something.
What can't I stomach? I off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that I've tried that I'm like, this is gross. I don't like it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either. I mean, maybe stuff that's super spicy, like way too spicy, but that's not really that I can't stomach it. It's just it like lights my mouth on fire. Yeah. Scenic Sights and Bites says you should get a green screen so you can have your live videos from different virtually traveled places each time. That is a great idea. I wonder if we could do that with even just this white wall, because I know there's that feature. It doesn't have to be a green screen, but we could even put up a picture of like places that we've been within Mexico or something. Carolyn says, can you go over what the restrictions are for stage 3? I'm having trouble finding the rules in English. We did a video on this yesterday, and we went over basically all the updates that we know of, and then like articles and headlines that we found. Mm-hmm. A lot can be found also on the U.S. Embassy website, so you can go there, and it's like usembassy.com/COVID-19 or something like that.
Thank you for the super chat.
Oz Fly Girl. Does that mean you're from Australia? Thank you.
Oh, Austin.
Oh, Austin. Okay. You've taught me so much, opened my mind. Such a great couple, little family of Alaska. Thank you. Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you. Andrew asked, did you guys like attending Arizona State? Go Devils. Go Devils! Yes, I liked going to ASU. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I had to do it again, I wouldn't go to college, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, do tell. Tell more.
Just felt like I can get any education I need online for just a few bucks.
It's, yeah, the cost of going to college is absurd.
$10,000 a year or whatever. I just feel like it's not worth the money.
Mm-hmm. Lisa says, Maddie, I'm an Aquarius cusper. What's that? I don't know what that means. Now I know why I like you both. Well, I don't know what that part of Aquarius cusper means, but I'm glad you like us. Oh, and then people are saying...
Menudo is the stomach of the cow they use to make...
Oh, so that's kind of ironic, asking, is there anything you can't stomach? And then asking about menudo.
Menudo is a soup made with cow tripe, or like the stomach.
I don't know. Maybe if you didn't tell me what it was and then I just ate it, I might... Because that might not have the texture thing, like the tongue, lingua. There's like the little taste buds and stuff. That's what I was saying about octopus, is that I can't do the little suction, the tentacle things. It's just like a texture thing. And then it's like rubber bands to me. But
I've had octopus that was cooked well, and it wasn't like rubber band. So I think it depends on how it's cooked. I don't think you like squid either, though.
I don't know if I've ever tried squid.
Oh, because calamari is usually fried, huh?
Yeah,
like breaded.
Calamari. Yvonne says menudo is a red chili soup made with white corn and tripe. I think that's supposed to say tripe.
Tripa?
Tripa? Pozole is similar, except instead of tripe, it's usually pork meat. And we tried pozole in Acapulco, and oh my gosh, so good. So good. And then this is a perfect example of Yvonne saying menudo is a chili soup. So, okay, it's normally chili soup. I was just going to say that often, like sometimes dishes that are called the same thing are prepared differently across Mexico, so it's kind of hard to know what you're going to get.
Do you guys like tepache? Do you remember drinking that in Colima?
Was that the one with pineapple?
I believe so.
Then, yeah, I think. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, they even put like baking soda or baking powder, I forget, one of the two, to make it like fizzy and frothy. Yeah. It was pretty good though.
I think that's the one it was. But yeah, I liked it.
Paul says, how many rentals are available now? So the Mexico Health Department, I don't know, I forget what it's called, just recently... Well, we included the whole update in the last video, the one we made yesterday, that we released yesterday, but Airbnb, hotels, hostels, and all types of rentals are basically shut down, except to essential travelers, or like, I don't know, nurses, doctors, things like that, and they can only have 15% capacity right now. So how many rentals are available? Not that many.
I mean,
well, a lot, but... legally not that many.
Yeah, there's a lot of rentals available, and you can get them for quite cheap right now, especially if you're paying in U.S. dollars, because the U.S. to peso conversion is really good for U.S. dollar holders right now. And also, like for example, I just saw in Playa del Carmen someone who paid $1,000 for this like beach view, nice place for 3 weeks. Beach view, nice place for 3 weeks. They were trying to offload it for $300 or 70% off.
Ron
Sorry,
says,
I was distracted.
New Mexico is a lot like Arizona, and we love people to just drive through so it doesn't get too big. You need to check out the balloon fiestas. Oh, that sounds interesting. Like hot air balloon, or we went to one in Ajijic, and people made like small hot air balloons, kind of like homemade ones that were shaped like different things, like Snoopy. And
that was a lot of fun. I
like that too. And then it was pretty interesting too, because some of them caught on fire and like got zapped by the power lines and stuff. Darlene says, I never miss an episode with you guys. I follow a lot of YouTubers, but will let some go because there's just so much. But not you. As soon as I see it, it's up. And virtual hug. Virtual hug to you too.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Darlene.
That's a really big compliment.
And there's very little that helps our channel out so much as like having people who watch the video as soon as they put it out and watch the whole thing. Or as soon as they put it out, as soon as we put it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a huge help to us, so thank you.
I cannot think or talk today.
Mosh says, have you tried tacos de sesos, pig brains?
That's one I've never even heard of.
But I'm glad I heard of it now, so I know probably not to get that. I'm just kidding. I'll try anything once, maybe. Depends what it is. Oh, hello to my madres in the house. New that has tripe in it. Yes, okay.
Hey guys, thanks for coming on here, Schmoops Adventures. Thanks for doing these live chats. Well, thank you for joining us. And last week, you asked us if we could check out your channel.
Oh my gosh.
And give you some feedback. That totally slipped my mind, so
I need
to do that.
I remembered when we were taking Alaska outside, and then it escaped me. So we'll try to do that this week. Oh, okay. Jim says cusp is the edge between different signs. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I see.
Okay, we're trying to get caught up on comments here.
New member!
Welcome, Williams Mural. Thank you for becoming a new member.
Welcome to the Tangerine Tribe.
Have we tried tuba, palm tree juice, usually sold in Mexican coast areas, vendors walking on the beach? Yes. Also, was that also in Colima?
Yeah.
So you guys have to go check out Spanish and Go's channel. We did a collaboration with them. Jordan's typing in the box right now. We did a collab with them, and we each had videos with each other. Theirs was trying a whole bunch of different typical Mexican drinks, and tuba was one. I forget all of them, but there were 4 or 5 that we tried. They were all very good. Well, actually, that's not. There was one that I didn't like that much, but I forget which one it was.
Sue asked, how are you guys keeping up on your Spanish? We fell off the wagon for a little bit, but we're back on, and now I'm trying to do something every single day, because that's so important when learning a new language, is to just have some. Even if it's only 5 minutes, do a little bit each day, just to keep it fresh in your mind. Thank you for the super chat, Lumari Martinez. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Hola from New York. I love you guys. How's your food routine in these quarantine days? What do you usually eat? And are you able to eat 3 times a day? Usually we have 2 meals a day, maybe a little bit of snacking.
Yeah, that's been happening for a long time now. We basically eat breakfast and then like a little snack midday, and then we'll make dinner. Mm-hmm. But what are we eating these days? For dinner, usually it's something like rice as the base. We've been making beans with everything, and then some rotating variation of like broccoli or cauliflower or chicken or sausage or like, I don't know, various different vegetables, and then with like rice and beans. And then, I don't know, for breakfast, sometimes we each do our own thing. We make like egg over easy egg on toast or something with scrambled eggs or potatoes on the side. Like, just kind of depends. But happy to say that there are no food shortages in this household.
Mm-hmm.
OMG, that sound effect, Local Nomad says.
We got to welcome the new members.
There's so many features. We're using this streaming software. There's so many features that it has. The only two that we're using right now are putting comments up on the screen like this, and then that air horn that you have to do.
Will, thank you for the super chat. Planning on traveling the U.S. with my Alaskan Malamute after it opens up for a couple months. Should I vlog it and make it a channel? Is it hard? So however much work you think it's going to be, it's probably going to be about 10 times that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, can you record some videos and put something together for your family to see? That's going to be a lot easier than trying to grow a YouTube channel, especially trying to make a career out of it.
But like as a hobby, for sure, go for it. Like have fun with it. But yeah, it's a lot of work. So if you're trying to make it into like something, like you're trying to like you're saying, trying to grow a YouTube channel, just expect to put in 10 times more work than you think it would be.
But that'd be cool, road tripping with your dog, especially in Alaskan Malamute.
At the very least, you should send us a picture, like tweet us a picture or something, because I like seeing other people's doggies. Thank you, Gentle Giant, for the super chat. Is the dollar losing its value to the peso?
Right now, no. Over the course of the past couple of months, it's been gaining value relative to the peso. I suspect that will continue. Well, you didn't ask for my prediction, so that's... So yes, it's gaining value relative to the peso, not losing value.
Thank you, 619 Dogman, for the super sticker of the pear character turning around and waving its hand and saying, "Hey you."
No, it's like,
oh, hey you. I was like thinking like a turnaround thing. I'm like, yeehaw. Different pear.
Oh, we have Peru in
Peru in the house.
Hi, Jose. Thanks for joining us.
How is it in Peru right now? That's been one of the stricter countries for lockdown, from what I've heard. And thank you, Wreck-It Ralph. A purple mustache?
It's just
maybe
it's a super sticker.
That's a super sticker?
I'm assuming it's a super sticker.
Okay, I'm gonna find it. Oh, it is. It looks black on this one, but thank you for the mustache. I mean, thank you for the super sticker.
Thank you for the mustache.
I was having fun with the thumbnail for this before we started the video, and I wanted to put a mustache on myself. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I gave Laska like a little Peppers headband, and she's holding maracas because I was just being silly. Oh, wait. I have to say this one.
Okay. This
is my madre. Again, she says, Abuelita would be so proud of you if you learned to make frijoles. I guess you were never around when I cleaned the beans when you were at home. I mean, I'm sure I remember you putting them in a strainer to clean them, but I don't know that I've ever noticed or known that people took rocks out of them. Like, I didn't know there were rocks in beans before this. And I aspire to one day make nana beans. My mom right now is talking about my abuelita, which is my great-grandma, but my grandmother makes what we call nana beans because they're like her specialty way of making them, these refried beans, and they're so good, and no one can make them like her, so they get deemed nana beans. I miss nana beans.
Ms. Carol, thank you for the super sticker. Rudy asks, what tamales do you like better, corn or banana leaf? So I've only had one banana leaf tamal, and honestly, I don't know the difference. Like I only know the difference based on the outside of it, but I don't know if there's any difference to the inside.
Do they taste different with the? I mean, they probably do. I've never tried them side by side, so now I think we're going to have to try. I like tamales as long as they are not too masa-y. Like they don't have too much masa compared to whatever else they have in them. I like this. Thank you, Artaptic. Hopefully I said that right, for 200 pesos. We appreciate that. And then I saw we have Os Fly Girl says, yes, give all your predictions. Interested. When we did a poll on our Facebook, it was like, if we were to start a second channel, what would you want it to be? And we had various things, like some were silly, like Laska doing ASMR. One that you had was Jordan on economics and investing, and I don't know, we had a couple other options, but so many people voted for the Jordan talking about economics and investing.
I was surprised about that.
Yeah, I didn't expect to hear that, but you're very knowledgeable on the topic, so. Thank you for the super chat, Steven. You guys are great, and be safe. Thank you so much, and right back at you.
Trying to get caught up here. Okay, we're caught up.
For now. Local Nomad says, cleaning beans is quite a task. My grandmother used to make me sit with her all day and do it. All day! Oh my gosh. That's a lot of beans cleaning.
If you haven't gone to see their channel, we did a little interview with them just a couple days ago, and it's up on their channel. So go check it out.
Go watch their videos. They're doing like a almost daily quarantine vlog. They're living in Merida and updating on things in Yucatan and throughout Mexico, the news during this time, and doing some other fun stuff on their show, like Cocina Cuarentena, where they do a little cooking segment and things like that. And they also said the corn tamales are a little drier and the banana leaf ones are more gelatinous, I think. We prefer the corn. Oh, okay. I wonder why that is. Like, maybe the corn husk soaks up the excess liquid or something? I need to try them side by side for sure. Rudy says, yes, tamales, the way they are cooked and the feeling is different. The masa is different. Yeah, interesting.
Aaron asks, hi guys, do you know how Mexico is going to be affected by the drop of the remittances? So, I assume you're saying because a lot of the U.S. is closed down and there's people who leave Mexico to go to the U.S. and then they work there and then they send remittances back to their family in Mexico. And now, because they might not be able to work in the U.S., that remittances have fallen. I mean, yeah, that's definitely going to affect people who are getting those. They would actually be affected in a good way by remittances with the current exchange rate, because the dollar buys more pesos than it did just a couple of months ago, a lot more. So once people get back to work in the U.S., there's going to be a windfall, sort of, because there will be those people receiving remittances in Mexico will be receiving more pesos.
And thank you for the super sticker, Andy of the parrot character, lying on the side, raising his arms while saying, how's it going? I can't not read these descriptions. We're putting it up there. Gotta read it. Nightfire says, I agree, Jordan explains math so well. And Jordan's very good at math also. I used to think my math was passable-ish, but compared to Jordan, I'm a complete idiot.
Sometimes I feel like I'm talking in circles trying to explain something. Like I've never had to explain something before. I've only had to understand it. So then it's like when I do have to explain it, I just have sometime. Here I go again. Just go to the next question.
I saw something on my laptop, but I'm not seeing the comment here about... Oh, here it is. Jade says, the secret to the best refried beans is lard. I know it sounds gross, but honestly, they're the best if they're made with this. Yeah, I think she uses lard sometimes, or maybe
Who, your grandmother?
My nana for her nana beans. But she also uses sometimes bacon drippings, which is like, anything with bacon, like, makes it way better.
I think it's interesting how people have so many different names that they call their grandparents.
It is.
Why doesn't that exist with parents, but just grandparents?
There kind of is, like, for people might say mom, mama, ma, mother, and then you get into other languages too.
I just feel like every one of my friends calls their grandparents something different that's a made-up word.
And sometimes, yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's like a little absurd, like peepaw or whatever. I don't know.
Papa.
Yeah.
Mima.
And how do these... Nana is just the more Mexican pronunciation of Nana. Okay? Amigo? Michael asks, how much is a gas right now in Mexico? You guys probably... For those of you who know what the prices normally are in Mexico, it's like...
We just filled up our tank, and it was 12.99 pesos per liter.
The cheapest we've ever seen it in over 2 years of traveling in Mexico.
Normally it's been closer to 18 or 20 pesos a liter, so 12.99 versus 18 or 20. Mm-hmm. Gas is more expensive in Mexico than it is in the U.S. The Mexican government has a monopoly on the gas here, or at least almost a monopoly, and it's one of their main sources, I believe, for their government revenue. So they jack the prices up on them.
So this is my mom here, and she says, bacon drippings only, no lard for the nana beans. Yeah, bacon, it just really makes everything better. Ian says, is nana and madre the same thing? No, well, in the case, that's what I call my grandma, nana, and then madre is mom, mother. Jan says, bacon and lard, that's the grandma way. And butter. You can't forget butter. David says 24.99 pesos to the US dollar today. I saw someone else asking up here, what is the exchange rate? Yeah, it's lots of pesos to the dollar right now. And it was up over 25 recently, wasn't it?
Briefly, yeah.
Queen of Spades says, what place in Mexico do you recommend for a travel location for someone who doesn't speak Spanish well and isn't as popular of a tourism location? That's like, if you want English to be spoken, then it's going to be more touristy or more expats, like more of a retirement community. Like Ajijic would be a good place to go, but
that's not really a tourist destination.
True.
So, and that is a travel location that is a location you could visit. Or my mind goes to Mexico City. If you're in certain parts of Mexico City, like Polanco or Condesa, you're probably going to get a lot of people speaking English and hear lots of English.
So yeah, Ajijic. The only thing that I was mentioning in regards to that is just that it's a huge retirement/expat community. So it's not like, but it still has like a Mexican town feel to it. So it's not so much like Cancun or Playa del Carmen.
But honestly, even if you don't speak Spanish well, I'd recommend traveling around Mexico. People are super patient with it,
that's what I was gonna say.
with trying to learn the language, and they're accommodating too, and there's just so many great places around. But limiting yourself to places where you can speak English is really going to only limit you to a few places.
Hi Sarah, how's it going? She says, my son sometimes calls me sweet little mama, which melts my heart and makes me laugh because I'm tall. Oh, that's so cute. Jennifer says, my grandchildren call me Omi, which is Dutch, or Oma, it's German. Huh. See, and then that might be where a lot of these are coming from as well, just other languages. Meanwhile, you're like, well, you call her Nana, That's I don't know this for sure, but I think that it's got to come from something in Mexican culture because she's 100% Mexican. That's my Mexican side of the family.
All right. We caught up on comments. Yes. Have you guys visited Cholula in Puebla? Yes, we have.
Yes, I liked it there. We only
Cool
spent
place.
a day. We only spent a day there though. I would go back there again. Fun fact: the hot sauce called Cholula is not from Cholula. I think it's from the U.S.
Perhaps inspired by Cholula.
Yeah. In fact, it actually, it irritates me almost that all the hot sauces with names to Mexican cities or states aren't actually from those places. Like Tabasco is not made in Tabasco, for instance. Tapatio, though, that one's made in Jalisco. One's made in Guadalajara, so there you go. Tapatios are what you call people from Guadalajara.
Abel asked, are you guys live streaming from Mexico right now? Yep.
Right now.
That's how we're able to put your comments on the screen.
But I think also, are we in Mexico? Yes.
Yes.
We're in Puerto Morelos, and we'll be here until this whole thing passes. Sweating our booties off.
But not really, because we're mostly staying inside.
Well, yeah, we're whenever we have to go outside. So I guess can't complain too much because we have air conditioning, thankfully. Cretus Page says, thank you so much for your recommendations. I would really love to visit, but I'm anxious about really not knowing the language well. It's strange. I seem to be able to read it better than I speak it. And you probably, if you're anything like us, you can understand people saying it better than you can speak it, because it's, I don't know, having to come up with all the words yourself is much more difficult than hearing them and understanding. But yeah, like Jordan said, I think just give it a try. Mexicans are so patient and kind, and you don't have people being like, if you're in Mexico, learn to speak Spanish. Like, I don't think people would ever say that here. People haven't ever said that to us here. But
it will probably be overwhelming at first.
Mm-hmm. It's a struggle, but I mean, the more you try to learn, the better you get, and then the easier it all gets.
Nana means nanny in Spanish.
What? Qué interesante. Michael asks, do you have a bank in the U.S. that refunds your bank charges while in Mexico? If so, which one, and how do you like it?
Yep, we do. And that's Charles Schwab Bank.
Schwab!
And so far, I haven't found anything I would recommend more.
Herex says, Cholula hot sauce is made by Jose Cuervo in Chapala, Jalisco. Is it really?
Made in Chapala?
I
knew there was at least one hot sauce, but you seem to be knowledgeable on that. You even know who it's made by.
I'm not convinced. Nope. Oh, yes, you're right. Wait, hold on.
Manufactured in Chapala, Jalisco, and licensed by Jose Cuervo.
Okay, you're totally right. My apologies. I thought for sure, okay, so it says that it's based in Stamford, Connecticut. Maybe that's what I was thinking of, that it was made in the U.S., but it is manufactured in Chapala, Jalisco, Mexico, and licensed by Jose Cuervo. Fascinating. But it's still not, my point still stands that it's not from Cholula, which is in Puebla. It's made in Jalisco.
Edward asks, is air conditioning included in your rent? Is that typical? So whether it's included in your rent or not, whether electricity is included in your rent, totally varies. But usually if you have air conditioning, unless you're on Airbnb or something, it's not going to be included in your rent. But ours typically runs about $12 a month for our electric.
Is it? Oh, I was thinking because it comes every other month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so every other month it's like $24. Schwab?
Joe says, Schwab!
You can't talk about Schwab and not say that.
Not only can I not talk about it, you can't talk about it without me saying Schwab!
No one can talk about it without you saying Schwab.
I wonder if that's ever gotten back to them, and they're like, why are people all of a sudden like, Schwab? So I think it just seems like, I don't know, like a bird would say it like that. Makes no sense.
Can you use credit cards safely? So there will be a lot of people who, if you're on social media, who will say use cash only because people can swipe your credit card information and then you get false charges. But at least on a credit card that comes from a U.S. issuer, any charges I've ever had that were false, like, or that were fraud, they take them right off, like, without even questioning it. So I think it's less risky to use a credit card than cash. But I mean, the way I look at it, the worst that can happen is someone steals your card information, they run fraud charges, you have to call and cancel your card, and then figure out how to get your new one sent to you.
Mm. Especially like us, we're traveling a lot, that could be kind of an issue. Jeff says, you guys are so informative and fun. Thank you. Have you ever taken your show to Europe or on a cruise? I've never been on a cruise before. Have you? I don't think you have either.
No.
We have gone to Europe. We made a video, well, kind of 2 videos in Barcelona. And we've been to other places in Europe, but we haven't made...
But we didn't have a YouTube channel at that time.
Yeah, at those times.
Before we went to Barcelona. Well, we had it when we went to Barcelona, but not the other places.
We've also been to Amsterdam, to Lisbon, Portugal.
And to Madrid.
But yeah, at the time that we went to those places, we didn't have a channel. Patricio says, let's go, Sun Devils! Woo!
My hat's right over there.
Go Devils! Well, yeah, usually you're repping. Usually you're covering this up. You just wanted to show off your hair today. Eh? Usually gets...
It wasn't in my eyes, but if it were, like, straight down.
I think you really are. It's getting to a place where it swipes... Oh my gosh. It swipes to the side nicely.
I have to put it to the side, otherwise I can't see.
Abel says, I also wanted to know how many tattoos you have in your body. Hope that isn't an awkward question. I have a lot. Most are visible, but it's just depending on what I'm wearing. You could see the one on my back, depending on the shirt, but probably too many. I'm done getting them, though.
Okay.
Sorry, we're trying to scroll to these comments.
Do they have chip EMV cards down there? Like the chip in the credit card? If so, yeah, they have those.
Priesteres Mariette. I don't think I pronounced that right. Sorry. You kids make me so proud, so young and thriving. I was in Mexico only once, Isla Mujeres for 1 week, and I loved it. I also have friends from Guadalajara. I love Jalisco-style food. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for watching our videos and everything. Isla Mujeres is something special. Same with Guadalajara. Or, well, you said Guadalajara. And Jalisco. Yeah, the food there is really good. I know you really want to go back to Jalisco.
Mm-hmm.
Could go for some of the food there.
Well, what do you think about wrapping this up?
Yeah, I say we do. We've almost done this for 2 hours. Time flies. You're having fun. So I say we'll take, like, I don't know.
If you have any more questions, let us know.
More questions, or else we'll wrap this up. I still haven't made a bell. I need to sketch out a bell so we have something to gong at the end.
That's asking where we live. We live in Puerto Morelos.
Vivimos en Puerto Morelos, Quintana Roo. Manuel says, don't die. Okay,
Thanks.
That is the goal. We try. Try not to die. It's life motto. Thank you for the super chat, Clayton. Pet Alaska for me. We'll do. How about this? We'll try to get her up here one more time. Alaska!
She's still sleeping.
Well, she likes treats. Oh, you got her for a treat? Okay, get on the couch. Come here. Yep. Sit. Can you come here, be in the camera.
Come here.
Sit.
Okay.
Sit. Well, she really does not want to be in this. Here. Okay. She can't get it?
Andy asks, Does Laska... Oh, no, I didn't mean to click. No, I didn't mean to... And they're
Oopsies.
scrolling away from me. Andy asks, does Laska have any siblings? Yeah, she had some siblings, but now she's an only child. Unless you count her twin right here.
Albert asked, do we come also on Fridays for live videos? We did this week. We did like a random one. We popped on for little quarantine happy hour, we called it. But we'll always do one on Sunday, I think, for the foreseeable future. But whether we do one during the middle of the week any other time is just going to be random. Okay, Chiquita, Banana Pink, I like that. Where are you going as soon as the quarantine is over? Probably Oaxaca, but it depends on when it's over. Okay, let's get. Whoa.
Jeez.
Okay. On the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I just fell on the floor. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to. Let's get. You're really taken up from the couch here.
Jorge asked, do you know how much the bank CD rates are? In Mexico, I mean, I'm not sure, but I think the national interest rate from the Bank of Mexico is about 6%, so I'd guess around there.
Osfly Girl says, thank you for the smiles today. Well, thank you for joining us.
Okay, I'll give you some more space.
Okay, now she's gonna. Well, she's kind of in it. See, this is what we're working with here. Laska, wake up! Wake up!
Why do you want me to wake up so much?
Everybody wants to see you with your pretty blue eyes.
When are you going to Vegas? Well, we have a trip booked for mid-June, but that's probably not going to happen.
Totally, yeah.
I do think they're going to be open by mid-June, but I think it's likely that they'll be putting in a lot of measures to try to reduce the spread of the disease, so that's probably not something we're going to want to be a part of. So we'll probably wait.
Niplo says, is everything closed? Like over here, can you go to the beach? If you guys haven't already, check out the video that we posted yesterday, and we talked about the whole situation and all the new updates and stuff of like the latest updates of what it's like here in Mexico with the coronavirus and the pandemic and everything. So we're just about to hop off here, so you can go watch that if you haven't seen it yet, and we talk about whether the beaches are open.
Thank you for the super chat. Okay, I'm going to give this one a try. Prius, I'm going to pronounce it as if I'm speaking Spanish. Prius Teres. Mariette. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. I hate not being able to pronounce
thought you were going to do a better job than I did, huh? But thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate that. And I think we're going to wrap it up here. And Laska, do you want to try to gong the bell? No? I don't know how we can gong the bell when I haven't drawn out a bell or anything yet.
Okay.
We need to come up with something, an animation or something.
Just pretend there's a bell right here. Okay. If
how
you're
about
new...
my head is a bell? And you don't hit me. Please don't hit me. And on that note, thank you guys all so much for joining us. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, and we will see you in a live video.
And gong that bell.
And yes, gong that bell.
Gong that bell. Could I say it with less enthusiasm? Gong that bell.
Well, because you did a triangle sound. But yes, gong that bell, and you'll be notified whenever we do a new live video or post a regular video.
Bye, guys.